Ultimate Truth by Sri Ramakant Maharaj, 2018. Part 1. Talks from Nashik, India, March to November 2017. Part 1. The Diagnosis. Quote, "You are posing as a somebody, a something, and you are trying to live within the circle of illusory concepts, and because of this, life is painful. It is intolerable." Chapter 1. Who wants happiness and peace? The body does not want happiness and peace. Spirit does not want happiness and peace. So who wants happiness and peace? When the spirit touched with the body, the concepts began to appear. They started creeping in and growing one by one. Prior to beingness, there were no concepts, no language, and no words, such as peace, happiness, spirit, or presence. There was nothing. Who is going to be looking for happiness and peace after leaving the body? Everything comes from nothing, and everything goes back to nothing. This reality must be established within you. Many seekers can talk very knowledgeably about Brahman, Atman, Paramatman, God, and the Masters, but they do not have any self-knowledge. This kind of intellectual or theoretical entertainment is completely meaningless. Who wants happiness? Does the body form want happiness? Does the spirit or presence? Who wants happiness? Find out. Who is enjoying happiness? Who is expecting peacefulness? Who is under the pressure of fear? You must find out, because unless you undergo self-inquiry or self-investigation and receive answers to these questions, you will not be able to identify yourself. And sadly, you will continue with your tragic and painful illusory life. Roaming here and there from Kanyakumari to the Himalayas and approaching endless masters without using any discrimination whatsoever is totally meaningless, and it is such a waste of your time and energy. Reading countless books is also meaningless. Why? Because the source of this world lies within you. You are the source of this world, but you do not know that you are the source. You are unaware of your spiritual existence. You are unaware of your immensity. Whatever knowledge you may have, and whatever you may be doing to find happiness, is coming from your body base. It is coming from your I am the body form stance. You consider yourself to be the body form, and therefore your search is driven by the ego, which has assumed the pose of a separate individual. Accumulating knowledge only serves to enlarge the ego. Sometimes you will experience temporary relief from the stresses of life, but this relief is only temporary because your base, your viewpoint, your perspective is body-based and therefore illusion. It is a fact that the body is not your identity at all. What is the purpose of spirituality? Prior to beingness, there was no spirituality. After the body expires, there will be no spirituality either. Find out how your spirituality is helping you, if it is, in fact, helping you. What is your conclusion after reading and studying all these books? There must be a conclusion. Don't just keep reading and reading. You have read all the books, but you have not read the reader. It is pointless to keep reading and reading without identifying the reader. Identify the reader. Identify the searcher. What are you looking for? Who is looking? What are you getting out of spirituality? There must be a conclusion. Is your knowledge practical knowledge? Will it stop you shaking and trembling on your deathbed? How deep does it go? Find out. I am not telling you to stop reading books or to stop visiting masters. I am asking you to try and identify yourself. Ask yourself, who wants all these things? That unidentified identifier is already within you. But we have forgotten our true identity. When the spirit touched with the body, all your discomfort and disease began, and so your expectations for happiness suddenly arose. In India, we give honey to the young children. We give them something sweet to make them feel better when they are upset or crying. Similarly, we try to make ourselves feel better using different means: comfort food, comforting relationships, stimulating company, family, support, etc. We find whatever we can to ease our discomfort and ameliorate our suffering. We carry with us some illusory hope that we can obtain happiness from this illusory world. That is an impossibility. Unless you try to identify your selfless self, you will not be able to find real happiness, true happiness. Where were such words as happiness and peacefulness prior to beingness? The spirit or presence that is acting within the body does not need these. Spirit does not need anything. We have so many needs and wants simply because we consider ourselves to be separate body forms with separate identities. I am the body, I am somebody, I am Chinese, I am Indian, I am Japanese, or whatever. This is not your identity at all. To identify yourself in a real sense, a process of reciting the mantra and meditation is essential. With this practice, you will regain your original identity, called Brahman, Atman, Paramatman, God, Master, that you are. And after spontaneous conviction, you will be able to face any challenge head on. Nothing will be able to touch you, because you will know, truly know, that you have nothing to do with this illusory world. You will be solid, immovable, and established in your own status, your true status of ultimate truth. How were you prior to beingness? And how will you be when you leave the body? You were formless, stateless, thoughtless. That stateless state is your real identity, your pure identity. The outcome of the meditation practice and consistent hammering is a return to your original state. This state has always been there. It has never altered. It cannot change because it is changeless. You have been unaware of your true nature because of the body form, which covered over your presence with layers of illusion. When all the concepts of fearlessness, happiness, unhappiness, depression, tension, etc., disappear spontaneously, you will be in that original, stateless state, the way you were prior to beingness. The true purpose of spirituality is the removal of ignorance. Spiritual knowledge dissolves and demolishes all the body-based concepts. At present, you're not able to identify yourself. Instead, you are identifying yourself in the body form, as the body form. This is not your identity at all. The Nam mantra is required to dissolve all the concepts. It will establish your true identity within you. Reciting the mantra will bring about miraculous changes. For example, currently, if someone criticizes you, you may feel upset and hurt. However, after spontaneous conviction arises, whether someone praises you or abuses you will be of no consequence whatsoever to you. Any castigations that are made in your direction will just wash over you. You will remain untouched and non-reactive at all times, because you will know, not even know, but you will be convinced that I am not the body, I was not the body, I am not going to remain the body. Adopting this new stance and altering your whole perspective means that you will have no cause to worry about anything ever again. There will be no more suffering. How will this be possible? Because you will know that you have nothing to do with this whole illusory world. When you are convinced that you are separate from the world, you will be able to live like that. This knowledge is not theoretical knowledge. It is practical knowledge that is to be applied to your daily life. Having said that, even though you have nothing to do with the body form, this does not mean that you are to neglect your body. Not at all. Take good care of your body and attend to its needs. Your parents and relatives, your work and your ability to earn are all part of your bodily existence, your earthly life. Live a simple and normal life. Work is necessary to earn money, otherwise you will not be able to survive. Don't be a beggar and expect or demand money from anyone. Stand on your own 2 feet. While you are attending to your routine daily life and to your physical health, it is most important that you attend to your spiritual health too. Be passionate. Have that burning desire to find out, who am I? That is the question. That is the main question. If I am not the body, if I was not the body, if I am not going to remain the body, then who am I? The questioner is itself the ultimate truth, the final truth. The invisible questioner is the answer. The invisible questioner has been called Brahman, Atman, Paramatman, or God. Who or what is that Brahman, Atman, Paramatman? It cannot be defined. It is nameless. It can be compared to the space or the sky. Your presence is just like the space or sky. But you are subtler, even more subtle than that. You are formless, omnipresent. After spontaneous conviction, I am not the body, I was not the body, I'm not going to remain the body, your original identity will be exposed. And then, in spite of living in this illusory world, you will remain unconcerned with the world. This is the purpose of spirituality.